Alright, I think I know what I did. And I think I know the problem. I think I'm just formatting this wrong. So I think what I need to do here is just wrap this whole thing in here, right? And then this is where we return, but this is where I can put the query. Okay. Yes, it was just a formatting thing. I had the brackets there. So, hey, you know what? Again, this is supposed to be warm-up for my presentation tomorrow night, so thank you for bearing with me and helping me figure this out. So we're importing GraphQL and use static query from Gatsby. Okay, did anything break? Doesn't think I'm using hooks. Okay, but now I need to use this data somewhere. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say console.log data. Alright, because, see, it's doing this because I just gave it text. I didn't tell it, hey, you're JavaScript. Now it knows that it is JavaScript. And it gave me an object, which is the site, which has an object of, say, metadata, and it has all our stuff. So now we have it. We have the data, and it's an object, and now we can just access that data. Right, so if I want to actually put this query, so, alright, we got it, okay. So, in the layout, so this layout isn't actually really where we want this anyway. So let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of all this. Let's get rid of all this. Okay. We're good, it's back to working, everything's fine. I don't know why it's still doing that, because I told it to do that, it's gone, but you know, what are you gonna do? We really do want it in the header, because we're gonna change this title to the title that we get from the query. So link is also from Gatsby, so we can use the same one, GraphQL, and use static query. Now, this whole thing needed to be in the brackets, and this needs to be a return, and then in here, I can run my query. Const data equals use static query, which takes the GraphQL method, which does this template string business, okay, and that does our query, and then down in here we can say, just test it. Let's make sure it's really not just hiccuping. Okay, new data. Okay, good. So that works. So alright, so finally, how do we use this? Well, like I said, we don't need all this nonsense, first of all. What we really need here, all we're using is the title, right? So for this particular page, this is the query that we really need. We don't even need dislikes. We just need site metadata and title. Get rid of this. Get rid of all this. Now, must be because it's a, I don't know why it still has that in there. In fact, the next time we run it though, it'll probably be gone. So now we can say this is just JavaScript right now. So now we have access. We have this variable called data, which we can use in our links. So we can use it here. We can say data dot, and well, what was the path? It's site metadata title. Site dot site metadata dot title. And close that bracket. And let's see what happens. Alex is awesome Gatsby site, right? So this is dynamic. It comes from here, which is coming from Gatsby config. Alex is awesome Gatsby site. Okay. Cool. Yeah. All right. So that's the idea. You can understand how this could be very helpful. Hopefully. Let's see. So that's what we just did here. Then once you do the query running properly, then in the page you access from the data variable, for example, data.site.metadata.author. Okay, and that's the end of that. So what we can do for the exercise is use get the Twitter URL for the footer from a GraphQL query. Okay. So on that note, how are you going to do that? Do you know how to do that? You should know how to do that. We just did it over here. And maybe this time we can make it happen a little easier. Okay? So we're going to go, this doesn't need to be there. This doesn't, this header, let's go find the footer. Okay? So instead of saying, well, actually, let's open this back up. What do we say? Our Twitter. This was a link to my Twitter URL, right? Okay, which do we have over here? Twitter URL. So we can do that. We can do that. We can say in the footer. All right, pause the video for a second and see if you can figure out how to do it. All right, did you do it? Okay, so we need a couple things. Also from Gatsby, besides the link, we need GraphQL. Use static query, right? Okay, and remember we need to format this differently. And this is where we put our query equals use static query, which takes the GraphQL method. Sometimes these IntelliSense, what do you call these suggestions, are a real pain, but they like to go right on top of what you're doing, which is fine to be rather annoying. I know they're super helpful sometimes. Sometimes I'm just like, stop with that already. So what do we need? What's the query we need here? What do you need here? So we don't need this time. We're looking for something else, right? Remember what it is? We're going to say why did I put Twitter inside of likes? It's kind of beyond me, but let's do it that way anyway. Okay. So here's your query. I mean, does it need to be like that? Should we just do it like that? Yeah, that works fine too. Then we don't have to. Alright, so then remember how we did this? Gonna make this, instead of a static string, we're gonna make it data.site metadata dot likes dot Twitter. Still works. Look at that. What do you know? Pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right. So, how long is this video getting to be over here? 11 minutes. Yeah, I think, thanks for bearing with me on this video, folks, because, like I said, this is really a dry run for my talk tomorrow night. Yeah, this is super helpful. Definitely got a couple kinks out that I think will be better tomorrow night. This is just really scratching the surface of Gatsby. The really powerful part is all the data fetching, which we only just, you know, there's way more than we did here with data fetching. You can do markdown files in your in your file structure here. You can call from external APIs. You can call from your own APIs you already have, from REST APIs that you have. So we only scratched the surface, but hopefully you get the idea. Even if you just were doing a static site, the idea that you can actually then just break it into components with reusable parts can be really helpful, and they run fast. Because I mean, if you're doing HTML, because look at remember this whole link thing. Look at how fast that is, right? Because one of the things that Gatsby does is when you go to this home page, right? It has these links here. It does this thing where it does a quick check on all the links, outbound links that aren't showing here, and it tests to see whether you're on a fast connection. And if you're on a fast enough connection, it actually pre-fetches the other pages. That's part of what makes it fast. It does all this preloading, and it doesn't load what you don't need. It loads what you do need. It's just super smart. So it makes your pages run really fast. So let's see. Okay, so the final thing we needed to do, we were going to talk about deploying the site to get it up live. On that note, you're going to watch me make my final slide here. All right, this is the last one. So we need to do a slide. Deploy to Netlify. Okay, sign up for Netlify. Okay, first upload to GitHub. Right, so you have a repo, GitHub repo. You sign up for a Netlify account, and I'm just follow the instructions on Netlify to source from GitHub. I mean, it's really not a deep explanation here. It's really so simple. You go on Netlify, and there's like a button that says, you know, deploy a site from your GitHub repo. File, and I'll show you that. new site from Git, right? You do new site from Git. You display from, say where you're going to get it from. Going to get it from GitHub. This is going to see if I'm logged in or authorized to do so. Sometimes that happens to me has happened several times. You do it once, you have to do it again. So these are all repos that I have up there. You click the one that you're going to use. I really don't want to do any of these right now. And when it puts it up there, well, let's see. Let's do this one. Well, it doesn't have a build command because it's not a. It's just a. That's just an HTML page. So forget about that. Well, let's see what happens. If you're doing something that needs a build step, like any kind of React app or your Gatsby site, it builds it on the fly and deploys it. Your site is deployed. See, look at that. All I did was deploy from Git, pick the repo, hit deploy, and it's here, right? Just like that. Wow, how easy, right? And the cool thing is when you update your Git repo, you say you make some changes locally, you upload, you push it to Git, it knows, it's connected now to your GitHub, so it knows, it sends, what do they call it, a webhook or something like that, and it knows as soon as you upload Git, when it sees the Git repo has changed, it automatically rebuilds the site for you. You don't even have to do anything. It's amazing. So let's see if I can figure out how to do it from here, though. Deployment to Netlify. Deploy your sandbox on Netlify. Deploy. Building. It's thinking. So it's doing the same thing it was doing over there a minute ago. Still building, but it's getting there. Well, gave me this view logs. That maybe not be okay. Contact. Builds take a minute to start to build. Yeah, this is taking a little longer than that because that other page was really just HTML and CSS. There was nothing to build. That's why that went so fast. So this takes a few minutes. Okay, installs here. All these. So if you're doing this, not run code sandbox and doing it yourself, this will probably be more about the speed that you'll be expecting. Thinking, success, Netlify deploy, info building, deploy is live, unique deploy, sandbox deploy, look at that, we got our little pop-up, and then visit the site, home, about, contact, schedule, go home. Now, again, this is not the most amazing site, but that was really not the point of tonight. The point of tonight was to show you how it all gets put together. We didn't really get to any of the styling, which again was not the point of tonight. So I have two workshops I would like to do coming up in the future. One should be styling React application, and another would be more advanced data source, fetching from more advanced data sources. For instance, sourcing. I have a WordPress blog. I could show you how to get the data from the WordPress blog and have it imported into a Gatsby site. That's a good one. The free code camp. This site is a Gatsby site, and it gets all this information is coming through Gatsby, through the Netlify, through the meetup.com API. It does this automatically. It also has set to once a day to rebuild, so the day after this event happens, it will automatically be taken off, and this will be the next upcoming event. Pretty cool. Don't judge me on this site. This is a work in progress. Okay, just wanted to show you that how all these are in there. Pretty easy. Really pretty easy. I don't know what to mean by claim site. Netlify your code sandbox projects. Yeah, sure. Okay, whatever. Alright, that's not the important thing here. Okay, well, okay. I know, I'm babbling now. What do you want from me? It's 3 a.m. I hope this was helpful. I will do more videos when I do, as I was just talking about, the advanced data sources and styling, and this will be a much more complete. Hopefully, I will be doing a video of my talk tomorrow night, and maybe that will come out better than this second and third and fourth video that this turned out to be a little bit of a debacle. But again, this was just a warm-up. Thank you for listening to me. I think it really will help me with what my thing tomorrow night. So thanks again. Hope this was helpful.